The Sceptered Isle, where the medieval meets the new millennium. A cultural, political, and financial powerhouse, where pomp and ceremony go hand in hand with its undeniable mystique. Join us as Asian Air Safari visits England. There are some things that would only come to you in a dream, like flying over great cities on a bed of music, seeing strange alien symbols drawn on fields of golden wheat. If you were an adventurous soul like me, you would listen to those dreams calling. Bright and early in London, a cryptic email from my friend Pete and Phil brought me here. Something about flying over London in balloons. Flying balloons in one of the busiest airspaces in the world was unheard of. Precisely why I hopped on the first plane over here. I was headed to St. James Park to rendezvous with my friend for an afternoon flight. But first, a walking tour through the city to take in its famous sights. Starting from the South Bank, I come across one of London's most recent attractions. The London Eye is London's most popular paid tourist attraction. From the South Bank, I cross the Thames via Westminster Bridge. Westminster Bridge leads you to the city of Westminster, seat of British political power.
Behind me is one of the most iconic buildings in the world. It's the British Parliament. And at the end of the building is a 13-ton clock called the Big Ben.
The Houses of Parliament, also referred to as Westminster Palace, may refer to its two buildings. The Old Palace, a medieval building complex that was destroyed in 1834, and the New Palace, which stands today. Designed by Charles Barry, it is one of the finest examples of perpendicular Gothic architecture. A stone's throw away from the Houses of Parliament is Westminster Abbey, Britain's finest medieval church. Done in the Gothic style like Notre Dame in Paris, it is used for coronations and funerals of British monarchs, many of whom are buried within its crypt.
It's been a while since I used one of these. 60 pence, I think that's too expensive. I'll stick to my handful.
Walking along Whitehall Street, you come across this stern-faced gentleman guarding one of the most famous addresses in the world, 10 Downing Street, home of the British Prime Minister. Further along Whitehall is Horse Guards, home of the Household Cavalry, whose primary role is to guard Her Majesty the Queen on ceremonial occasions in London and across the United Kingdom. They are also an active unit that serve around the world in armored fighting vehicles. Mounted troopers are posted outside from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. I arrived right on time for the hourly changeover. Right at the heart of London is Trafalgar Square, the city's traditional gathering space for community events, political demonstrations, and the New Year celebrations. Its centerpiece is Nelson's Column, guarded by 4 lion statues at its base. At each corner of the square are 4 plinths. Statues of English notables occupy 3. Legend has it that the council could not decide whom to put on the 4th plinth, and so they left it empty. Today, it features specially commissioned works from contemporary artists.
Everyone is trying to do something to entertain somebody and earn a living.
One of the best photo ops in London is to pose with the immovable Grenadier Guards posted outside St. James Palace.
And this is the place where I always try to have a photo every visit.
After my photo op, it was off to the junction of Marlborough Road and the mall to watch the regimental banner.
And this is my favorite spot to watch the changing of the guards because the Buckingham Palace is really crowded. I bring all my guests to this spot and wait for the horses to pass by. Always an interesting time of the day here in London.
During the height of the British Empire, when Britain held sway over 1/4 of the world's population, displays of ceremony and military might such as this were meant to impress and intimidate visiting dignitaries from its vassal nations. The changing the guard ceremony, or guard mounting, has remained unchanged for over 350 years and attracts large crowds of tourists daily. I wasn't up to braving them. I was only interested in seeing the horses. Buckingham Palace is the London home and primary residence of the British monarch since 1837. When she is in residence, the blue, red, and yellow royal standard flies from the mast. When she isn't, it's the Union Jack that is flown. I guess she was off to the country today. Across Buckingham Palace is the 23-hectare St. James Park, the oldest of the city's 8 royal parks. Together, these open spaces make London the greenest city in Europe.
One thing nice about London is that anywhere you go, even if there's heavy traffic everywhere, there will always be a park to hang out, especially on a nice day like this. Hi, Phil.
Fantastic. How long is it? 15 years?
I met up with Phil and his wife, Ali. After exchanging pleasantries, they told me today's balloon flight over London was cancelled due to unfavorable winds. With a window of only 2 more days to go, there was a chance that the balloons might not even get to fly at all. I was crossing my fingers.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a rare opportunity to fly over the metropolitan area of London.
I know.
There's permissions that it takes and the airports and all the clearances. So if we do it, we're
And the
gonna
pilot's
be really
skill.
lucky folk. Well, there's a bit of that, but actually it's mostly paperwork. So I reckon London, one of the places you can get the biggest variety of food anywhere. So it's time we went to have some lunch in St. James's Park.
I'm always hungry.
And a
Well-
good pint of cider.
Yep. So here we go.
Let's go for it.
After lunch with my friends, I took their advice and bought a ticket for a cruise on the River Thames, the lifeblood of London. The Thames is the longest river in England. It was along the banks of the Thames that the first settlements were established over 2,000 years ago, making London one of the oldest inhabited cities in the world. Its name was given by the Romans, who called it Londinium. A cruise along the Thames is a great way to see London's iconic landmarks such as the Tower Bridge, the egg-shaped City Hall designed by architect Norman Foster, and the infamous Tower of London. The Thames cruise terminates at Greenwich Village. Once the seat of British naval power, here you can find the Royal Navy College, designed by Sir Christopher Wren, a designated UNESCO World Heritage building. Many Londoners come to Greenwich to escape the busy city to enjoy its laid-back atmosphere and the leafy green expanse of Greenwich Park. Overlooking Greenwich is the Royal Observatory, built in 1675 to help solve the riddle of longitude. In 1884, it was designated as the prime meridian of the world. Greenwich Meridian Time, or GMT for short, is the universal measurement of standard time. Here, you can stand with one foot in the Eastern Hemisphere and the other in the West.
This is the prime region. This is where the time starts, both from eastward or westward. And also for pilots, this is very important because all our times start from here as well.
The observatory offers great view of the Docklands, London's financial center and home of the city's skyscrapers. When Asian Air Safari returns,